What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber, like Benish Christopher, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are shoutcasting a set of battles in the Open Ultra League submitted to me by a subscriber to the channel, Wu Wei Ting JJ, and he is featuring a team with Perrserker in the lead, Gyarados running Waterfall, and Giratina altered. So these are going to be some pretty interesting battles for the Open Ultra League. Perrserker, very interesting pick, does well against a lot of the core meta. Gyarados with Waterfall is very interesting use. Usually, most people are running Dragon Breath, so I'm interested in seeing how Waterfall performs. And Giratina, of course, is an anchor on many teams. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Happy holidays to everybody, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Okay, so I am very excited to shoutcast these battles here. Perrserker is a very interesting Pokemon, something I want to test out. Shipluox here in match number 1. I'm going to be seeing Perrserker lead into a Cresselia, so this is a very good matchup for Perrserker. And the opponent is going to switch out immediately into their Swampert, so we're going to see the Gyarados come in here. And this is a Waterfall variant of Gyarados here, so don't really see Waterfall too much. The opponent throws a Hydro Cannon here, no shield, and they're going to throw another one here. Definitely no reason to shield here. I think this shield is a mistake because Gyarados could take pretty much everything, and there's pretty much no reason for Swampert to be running Sludge Wave in Open Ultra League, so it's always going to be Hydro Cannon Earthquake, so definitely didn't have to use the shield there, but it's totally fine. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many matchups where Waterfall is going to outperform Dragon Breath. I guess Togekiss and the fairies in general, but aside from that, I can't think of too much. So I guess we'll see in this video here. Obviously, Crunch will be doing super effective damage to Cresselia here, so that's good for Gyarados. Takes that Grass Knot and is going to get to this Aqua Tail. I think probably could have got to the Crunch, to be honest. Don't think Psycho Cut would be able to farm down that quickly. So yeah, definitely would have gotten to the Crunch there, but totally fine. Aqua Tail there. Brings in the Perrserker. We see an Alolan Muck here, so I would expect to see a close combat. And depending on how close he is to the next one, either switch out or throw the next one. Yeah, just switch out immediately. Brings in Giratina here, so obviously this is not a good matchup for Giratina. Muck is going to pretty much destroy this, but it looks like he wants to do some chip damage here and have that Perrserker available for the Cresselia in the back, which won't really require shield, so maybe that's why he brings in the Giratina here, to use the shield here, basically apply pressure to this Muck, get it out of the way. And then that Cresselia in the back with a shield here is going to have to dump its energy on the Giratina. Moonblast should be enough to KO here. And then Perrserker is going to come in, and Perrserker should be able to get to 2 foul plays here before this Cresselia. Actually, it has way too much health for Cresselia to do anything really in this situation, so should get to 2 foul plays, no problem here. This Cresselia is likely not even going to get off a second move here, so this is a GG here. And it is going to get to a second move, but this is not going to KO. Maybe Future Sight would KO, but they already showed Grass Knot anyways, so no threat here. Gonna throw the foul play, and a bit of lag here. Looks like the opponent may have decided to leave the match here, so he's going to take that game. GG's, and let's move into match number 2 here, going up against Stigma 01. So we are seeing Perrserker into Empoleon. So this is a decent matchup, I guess. Of course, if you land the close combat, it's almost going to one-shot the Empoleon, so very tricky matchup. Let's see if the opponent chooses to shield here or let this go through. They do shield, so now I would assume that the Perrserker switches out. It does into Giratina. See a Clefable here, so obviously pretty hard counter to Giratina. The one thing though about Giratina is that she is such a bulky beast that even in a matchup this bad, she's going to get the Clefable into the red, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. And usually when you get to the second charge move here, a lot of times they will shield, because if it is a Shadow Sneak, they're going to go down there with all that energy, and they don't want to do that. So Clefable comes in here, gonna shield this up, could be a Moonblast, here it is, and farms it down with the Waterfall. So I guess that's a situation where Waterfall is a bit beneficial in terms of the farm down, but Cresselia comes in here, gonna throw the Crunch, and probably not going to get a shield here from the Cresselia, to be honest. This Cresselia is in a pretty rough position with the Perrserker and the Gyarados. Perrserker comes in to catch this move here. Let's see what it caught. Did catch a Moonblast here, so that's great. Attack didn't fall, I don't believe. Empoleon comes in. And actually, I apologize if the attack did fall, because I actually can't understand the subtitles here. So I guess it would be possible that it does fall and I don't notice. So apologies if that happens here. But close combat going to come through. Knock out the Empoleon, no shield there. Gonna get off this foul play against Cresselia too. Oh boy, this opponent has put themselves in a pretty tough situation there. I think they should have shielded the Empoleon, to be honest, and they are going to lose this game. Yeah, honestly, the Empoleon definitely should have used the shield there in the opponent's position. think that was their only win condition. Radek 94 here in the next matchup. They could have used the shield and then farmed down the Perrserker most likely, or through energy even, but they definitely needed to use the shield there. So Perrserker into Articuno here. This isn't such a great matchup if it does not have Iron Head, as we have seen before running this simulation in a lot of our double ice videos. Articuno does well if it's not running Iron Head. So you can see here the opponent switches out, no sorry, JJ switches out into his Gyarados here. Articuno comes with the Icy Wind. Gyarados is not a good counter for Articuno at all, and still taking some pretty decent damage from those Icy Winds. So you could see after debuff that Crunch is really not doing anything. And this Articuno is going to get to another Icy Wind. This will be enough to knock out the Gyarados. Chooses not to shield, and the Gyarados goes down. So not a great spot here, but probably could come in and farm down with the Perrserker. Can he get to? Yes, he is able to farm down. So that's pretty huge. And we see Swampert come in. He has 2 close combats ready, so would expect to see back-to-back here. And then switch out into the Giratina. That one doesn't get the shield. The second one is almost guaranteed to get the shield here from the Swampert. Let's see. Swampert does decide to bring the shield, switches out into Giratina. Giratina with 2 shields against a Giratina Origin, so this is pretty much a GG here. This Origin Giratina, even if it throws an Omnis Wind, doesn't matter, it's going to get shield both times. And even if it gets the boost, it's going to be in a really rough spot here. So we're going to throw the Dragon Claw here. This will be close to enough to knock out the Giratina. Should be able to farm down here, yep. And the Swampert's going to come back in. Literally cannot do anything here. Needs to land an Earthquake and a second move in order to knock out this Giratina. Of course, Giratina is going to get to the Dragon Claw before that. And even shielding the Hydro Cannon there is fine because this game is pretty much a lock. So another move going to come through here. It could be an Earthquake, doesn't really matter. Have Perrserker in the back to farm down with Shadow Claw. It's only Hydro Cannon takes that game. Let's move into the next battle here. Went up against Nobi Toast, or Nobby Toast 88. And we're going to be seeing Perrserker into Melmetal. So this is a pretty interesting matchup. Of course, Melmetal with superpower, Perrserker with close combat. So it's kind of like a game of chicken here to see who's going to throw first. Opponent throws a Rock Slide here and does get the shield from the Perrserker. So he's going to return with the Foul Play. So nobody going for the nuke here. Foul Play, no shield by the Melmetal. Great call there. And let's see what this Melmetal is going to do. He's going to let this go through. Superpower won't KO, but it's going to do a lot of damage. It's another Rock Slide bait. His opponent does not want to debuff, so he's going for the close combat. He said, screw this game. I'm going for the nuke here. No shield from the Melmetal. He takes that. Melmetal goes down with the shield advantage. We see a Shadow Victreebel. Now talk about open Ultra League Spice. I have not seen a Shadow Victreebel here. Does get the shield. Going to farm down with the Razor Leaf. This is pretty crazy. Giratina comes in here. Absolutely going to destroy this Victreebel. Opponent switches out here. And what did they bring? Was this a Muck? I did not see here. It is a Muck. So, a double poison team, I guess you could say here, from the opponent with the Shadow Vic and the Alolan Muck. Gyarados comes in here, gonna shield up that Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse and Sludge Wave actually both hit pretty heavy damage against Gyarados. Sludge Wave is going to be doing more, but also costs more energy. So another move gonna come through here. Let's see what it is this time. It is another Dark Pulse, and it's gonna get farmed down by the Waterfall. Victreebel's gonna come in here, gonna look to farm down, but he's gonna go straight for the Crunch here. This game's pretty much over. Opponent calls the bait there with the Aqua Tail and is wrong. That was probably, there's no win condition there regardless, but yeah, no reason to shield, I guess. Tamameni Z here in the next match, seeing Perrserker into Escavalier. This seems like a pretty bad matchup for Perrserker, so yeah, he does switch out immediately into his Gyarados, and we see a Togekiss coming. Okay, so this is a interesting matchup here. Gyarados into Togekiss here, and the Gyarados is going to go for the Aqua Tail. So this actually seems like a matchup where Gyarados could potentially win. So going to go for the Aqua Tail again here. And let's see if he does get the shield from the opponent. And the opponent's going to throw the move here. He's going to shield up here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to Waterfall down now before the charms. Yeah, so that shield ends up kind of being a waste in a sense, because he was going to lose that regardless. But it's okay, totally fine. Loses switch, but he does have 2 great counters here for the Cresselia anyways. Giratina and Perrserker. Obviously Giratina isn't as strong of a counter as Perrserker, but still gets the job done here. And the Escavalier in the front actually is going to be a bit of a problem here, because now it's not aligned with the Giratina, and it's going to have a pretty good match against Perrserker. So let's see how it plays out. Catches the move onto the Perrserker, so that's a start here. Saving the Giratina for the Escavalier, which might come to be very important towards the end of this game. The opponent switches out now, and he's going to go for the Foul Play here. So let's see how this plays out. No shield from the Escavalier. Close combat would do more damage, but it wouldn't KO. But because he goes for foul play, the opponent has to throw here. So close combat, maybe the opponent could have farmed down. So going for the foul play might have made more sense there. And he's going to win this game. He's going to come back and win this game despite the poor alignment here. Yes, he is. Cresselia is not going to be able to get to 2 Moonblasts, I don't think. And Giratina should be able to get to this Shadow Sneak, which will be enough to knock it out. Even Dragon Claw in this range I think would have been enough, but Shadow Sneak is the safer play here. Guaranteed to knock out. Takes that game. Very impressive win there. Let's move into the next battle here. So we're up against Steel Douglas. Might be running a double Steel team with a name like that. We see a Giratina here. So Giratina into Perrserker is somewhat neutral matchup here. Definitely going to go to the player who decides to invest shields. And the opponent switches out here. So we're going to catch this foul play onto the Mux. So it's a good catch, but at the same time, I don't know about that switch necessarily on the Giratina side, because, I mean, I guess if the Perrserker decides to use 2 shields, you're going to lose anyways, but it depends on the backline. So let's see how this plays out. Obviously, Gyarados into Muck here. Decent matchup. Should be able to farm down now with Waterfalls. Definitely not going to shield this. And Dark Pulse comes through. Just farm down completely. Get the move ready. Giratina comes in. This is going to KO the Gyarados, I believe, here. So it doesn't get off a move, but that's totally fine. Didn't have a crunch ready anyways, would have only been an Aqua Tail. Brings back in the Perrserker. Opponent brings in Machamp, and this is GG's. Yeah, if you have Machamp in the back, it's very, very difficult to give up switch there in the lead position, because Machamp just gets walled so easily by Giratina. It's a very polarizing Pokemon in that it wins hard, loses hard, especially the Shadow variant. But Muck is a pretty safe swap, so I guess in most cases, going into Muck, you do have a pretty good opportunity to claim back switch. But in this situation, just a bit too hard here. Opponent switches out into their Giratina. So they're saving the Machamp, which is the right play, because they need that for the Perrserker, obviously, in this situation. So I'm going to shield up this Dragon Claw, which makes a lot of sense here. You may be asking why he's shielding the Giratina here. The reason he shields the Giratina is because it walls the Machamp completely, and even without the shield, he's going to beat the Machamp. So comes in with the Perrserker here. Foul play is going to knock out the Giratina. And then this Machamp basically needs to farm down completely and have a Rock Slide ready in order to win this match. But you can see he exited with energy. Dragon Claw is going to be enough to knock out the Machamp here. Very well played, very strategic there. Takes that game, very impressive win. Sangre Dorada, 666 here in the next matchup. And we see a Cresselia lead here, so very good lead for Perrserker. And pretty much no way that Cresselia is going to win this matchup if Perrserker decides to invest even 1 shield. So usually they will switch out, but it looks like in this situation the Cresselia is going to stay in. So let's see what they're throwing here. Looks like a Moonblast there. And this Perrserker is going to get to another foul play here. Now, does this KO? It's going to be close. I think this probably KOs. No, it doesn't. But he's able to farm down before it gets off another move. That's pretty huge. Pretty decisive win there. Swampert comes in, going to throw this close combat and probably switch out into Gyarados here, to be honest. Yeah, so brings in Gyarados here. And we see a Giratina, so this isn't too bad. He has a Giratina in the back to deal with this. And his Perrserker, so he's in a very good spot here. Going to throw this Crunch too, which will apply shield pressure. And he has a big shield advantage now. So Giratina should win this matchup. Probably going to get hit by 1 more move, possibly. It's going to be close. I think Gyarados might actually only get to an Aqua Tail here if the Giratina decides to throw. So he is going to go for the Aqua Tail. Now, if I'm the Giratina, I'm going to farm down completely from this point because the opponent did throw. So that is the correct play from the opponent there. And let's see what they're going to come in here with. Coming with the Giratina, most likely to soak all this energy that the Giratina currently has. Uses a shield. Totally fine. Going to throw the Dragon Claw here. That Swampert in the back, I believe, does have energy. So let's see how the opponent plays this out. Going to throw the Dragon Claw. Get another shield here. Let's see if they switch on to their Swampert now. They have a lot of energy. Wow. Another Dragon Claw coming through here. And the Giratina staying in, gets farmed down, which isn't optimal. Swampert comes in. Earthquake will KO here. But the Swampert isn't... Oh, it goes for the Hydro Cannon. That is definitely not the move you want to be going for there. Uses the shield. Okay, so if I'm the Swampert here, I think you have to farm. Use the shield. Throw a Hydro Cannon when it's very low. And have the move ready for the Perrserker in the back. Very difficult play there actually, but definitely don't want to be throwing 2 Hydro Cannons there with the Swampert. I don't know, that was a pretty tough situation to be in, to be honest. But Perrserker into Muck here. So this is another kind of neutral match. Perrserker is actually a very interesting lead here. Has a lot of like neutral matches. I'm gonna shield up this move. It's an acid spray. Okay, that is pretty bad for Perrserker here. Shielding up a move that pretty much does no damage, and it's going to lower the defense. So now the defense is super low. Gonna have 2 close combats though, which is huge, and switch out immediately. This thing is debuffed like crazy at this point. Even Snarl will be doing damage. Brings in Gyarados here. Opponent is going to throw. This could be a Sludge Wave. It's an acid spray. Oh my goodness. Snorlax comes in. So if you're the Gyarados, you're pretty happy here to see Snorlax coming in after an acid spray, because that's pretty much one Pokemon where it's not applying very heavy, raw, fast move damage with Lick. Even as the Shadow Bear, you can see it's not really doing too much. So you're pretty happy seeing this come in after an acid spray. So we're going to throw this Aqua Tail here. And Snorlax is definitely going to KO here with the Body Slam. That is a guarantee. Even without the acid spray there. And let's see what they come in. Neither of these moves, fast ones are going to do super effect damage, comes in with the Giratina, which I like, makes a lot of sense, because most of the time Snorlax isn't running any charge moves that actually do super effective damage to Giratina. So we see the Perrserker coming here, a couple of switches. SirFetch'd comes in, going to throw the close combat here. This is unlikely to KO, and I think the SirFetch'd will be able to farm down now with counter. If it has Night Slash, this looks like it's going... Actually, no. It's pretty low. This is going to be a close game here. Night Slash comes through. Going to get farmed down, which is huge. And what is in the back? I believe it is the Muck. Is the Dragon Claw enough to KO here? That's the question. Does it have a Dark Pulse ready? Will it get to the Dark Pulse? Is Dark Pulse enough to KO here? I think Dark Pulse is enough to KO. Let's see here. Is it? It is enough to KO, and he loses that game. Very well played. Very close game. Gallopop here in the next matchup. And we're seeing Perrserker into a Lucario. So Lucario is a very rare lead, very rare Pokemon in general to see in Open Ultra League. I honestly see Lucario maybe once every like 200 games, if I'm being honest. Perhaps it's related to where you are in rating, but I pretty much never see Lucario. So we see Swampert come in here, and you can see this time JJ is not shielding anything from the Swampert, which is the correct play here. Don't need to shield anything from Swampert, and farm down with the Waterfall here. And we see Lucario come back in, gonna throw these Aqua Tails here. Let's see if he has enough for 2. Gets a shield, which is huge, and he is not able to get to the second Aqua Tail, which is a little bit unfortunate. And he's gonna bring in Giratina here. So is this going to be a Shadow Ball? It's a pretty tough call here. He is going to shield, and it is a Shadow Ball. Great call there by the Giratina. Perrserker comes in, which makes this a little bit tricky of a situation here. Going to throw the Shadow Sneak. And the Perrserker here going to go for the foul play. So he's going to switch out to catch what he hopes to be the foul play. Of course, there's no reason to throw a close combat at Giratina. Catches the foul play. And he is going to get to this foul play of his own. Will the opponent choose to burn the shield here? They do. And will he choose to burn his own shield in return here? He is going to shield. I believe the opposing Perrserker is very close to a move here. It does get to the move, so this is pretty brutal. Gonna have to farm down here with the Giratina, but he should be able to knock out this Lucario here. Let's see if this Shadow Sneak is going to be enough to knock out. It is not. Can it get to a Shadow Ball? No, it is not able to get to Shadow Ball. Not even sure if Shadow Ball would KO there. It does a lot of damage, but not sure if that much health on Giratina would get knocked out. Haramaki-chan 555. Perrserker into Togekiss here. Very bad lead for Perrserker. Let's see how he's going to play this out. Obviously, none of these moves are doing anything. Actually, if Perrserker had Iron Head, this could be very surprising, because that would do a lot of damage to Togekiss. And most people don't expect Perrserker to run Iron Head. I know whenever I use it, I never expect them to have Iron Head, but they always have Iron Head. For some reason, my Articuno gets destroyed. But I guess that's just how it is. Togekiss is going to throw a move here. He's going to shield. And is he going to look to farm down here? He is, and he's able to farm down, which is pretty huge. So he actually wins the lead with Perrserker and Togekiss, which is pretty massive. Going to throw the close combat here at the Empoleon. Definitely need to shield that up. They do, and they get farmed down. Going to look to bring in Giratina here. And this Empoleon is staying in. And when they stay in, it means they're either very weak to Giratina in the back, or they're going for the Blizzard. They should be at about 10 right now. He switches into the Gyarados, probably to catch the Blizzard here. This has to be a Blizzard. It is a Blizzard. Would make no other sense for the Empoleon to stay in and throw energy at the Giratina here, so couldn't get to the move. I don't know how he didn't get to the Aqua Tail there, to be honest. That looked like a sort of laggy situation over there. I definitely felt like he got to the Aqua Tail, but this is a rough spot. Armored Mewtwo actually does pretty decently against Giratina, so gonna go for the Shadow Sneak here. You can see Side Strikes still do so much damage, and of course one more Shadow Sneak will KO, but he's gonna have to eat another Side Strike here. This is going to hurt. Won't KO, of course, because he does do quite a bit of damage. Can he farm down here? This is a huge call. He is able to farm down. Should have a bunch of moves ready here for the Empoleon. Does the Empoleon have any shields left? It does not, so it's going to get farmed down. Huge win there. Wow, very impressive. That is a crazy game right there. And those were some very entertaining battles using Perrserker in the lead, Waterfall, Gyarados, and Giratina in the back. Thank you for submitting them, JJ. Really enjoyed covering them. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.